Okay guys, well welcome back to part 4, final assembly. So I've just cleaned up the actual head itself and the bore, and the face. It's by no means perfect, but it will certainly suits for what we need it for. So what I'll do is I'm going to take these over to the press, and hopefully these will go in fairly easy. And then it's just a case of putting the lid on, and then we'll give it a trial run and see if it works. So I'll bring you back when we're at the press. Okay, well, as you can see with the upper press, my plan is to try and get this in one piece, everything together. So just gonna get this one going, and then it should fit in really smooth. Okay. See if I can find a give us enough to push it under. Perfect. All that's left for me to do is to put the cap on, and that is spinning really well. Okay, so back to the bench. That's all that's left to do is get this cap on. I've got a couple of M4 cap head screws here. And that's really just to keep any dust and dirt out of the housing. Grab screw. It's a little bit tight. What I might do is, if this doesn't work, then I'll skim a little bit more off the outside of this. But as it stands, that feels fairly good. So this is the 8mm bit. So I'm just going to fit that in there. Doesn't need adjusting at all. So that spins nice and free on there. Just have to make sure that's in all the way. Okay, so next thing to do is stick it in the tailstock. After we've set up some material, we'll drill a hole and we'll see if it works. Okay, I'll bring you back when we're at the lathe. Right, well, as you can see, I've got a scrap piece of aluminium mounted in the lathe. All I've done is I've drilled an 8mm hole and chamfered it. Ideally, the holes, or the drilled hole, should be slightly oversized, but I don't have an 8.1 or an 8.2mm drill bit. This is an 8mm across the flats hex bit, so I thought the aluminium would be soft enough to proof of concept, just to make sure that it works. So we'll get this running up, and we can run this at quite high revs and see how it goes. Okay, that's 500 RPM now, and then we'll just feed the cutter in. And then we can see the hex. Okay, now obviously this, as I say, it's a bit too small really, the hole size. Yeah, that works really well. Okay, well, that's all good, and I'll get an Allen key and see what the fit's like, and we'll do that back at the bench. Okay, well, this is an 8mm Allen key, and there's a little bit of play in there which you'd expect to see on a normal 8mm hex head anyway. So this seems to work perfectly. So happy days. So there's a few more projects that I've got now that I can start and carry on with, because I need to make the internal hexes in them, and yeah, absolutely fantastic. So it's been an absolutely brilliant project to do. Learn so much along the way, especially with doing the drawings and offsets and different bits and pieces, and I've been really lucky that not only the local engineering company that helped me drill the body out, which I'll leave a link. I'm not affiliated to any of these guys. They're just great people down there, very knowledgeable and very free with their time as well, which is really nice. But I'll leave a link to their website, so you're more than welcome to obviously go and have a look at them. And the same for the guys that produce obviously these cutters. Again, no affiliation to them either, but again, I'll leave their link in the description down below. And if you want to, this is a really easy way to make a broaching tool, because I'm not having to cut these or grind these out of tool steel. They're pre-made. They do coated ones as well, but they're a little bit more expensive. And then this has been a fairly cheap way for me to produce a body and produce internal hexes. So absolutely fantastic addition to the workshop. So yeah, brilliant. Well, that's the end of this episode and the end of this build for the Rotary Broach. Hopefully you've enjoyed coming along and watching me make this tool for the shed, and if you've learned anything or can take some inspiration from it to build your own one, then that's fantastic. As always guys, if you haven't already, then maybe hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content coming up in the future. As always guys, please stay safe, take care, many thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.